How nice to meet you.
How nice to meet you, sir.
Yes.
In the flesh.
Why have they kept us apart so long? We just met a moment ago backstage. But sure nice to see
the
you.
only time I saw you really was in this theater when Noel Coward was here last year, and Ben Luntz.
That's right.
And I was out there.
And I didn't
So
get
you
to
see,
meet
there
you.
was this great barrier between us,
Yes.
from there to here.
I guess it's safe to say that you two have known each other for before tonight.
Well, yes, we met, you know, when Miss Wood was a superstar, as we call them today, at the Cape Playhouse.
Yeah.
And I was trotting up and down the aisle, seating the theatergoers. And that is when I first met Miss Wood, and she was, you know, perfectly marvelous to all such apprentices as we were then.
You were learning your trade and...
Well, I wasn't really learning it because I wasn't allowed to do anything much that summer but usher.
Yeah.
But I was learning how to be an usher. That takes a certain amount of doing, you know, with the flashlight and where are the seats, you know.
Yeah. Can you still do that if you were
Well, I
pressed
haven't.
into it? If you...
I don't think I'd want to.
No.
No.
I see.
Well, I knew that she was an apprentice there because my late husband, John V.A. Weaver, went to a performance of The Apprentices and came back to me pop-eyed. He said, I have seen a actress, boys and girls, and I think she is absolutely marvelous. And he said, I'm going into New York tomorrow, and I'm going straight to George Abbott's office, and I'm going to tell him he has to see this girl by the name of Bette Davis. And he did so, did he not? Did you get in there?
I never have met Mr. Abbott, but I appreciate what Mr. Weaver did. No, I never have met him in all these years.
Even yet?
No. But, you know, I went to Hollywood. I wasn't in the theater more than about 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
So I just didn't happen to meet
Took
him.
Abbott all that time to get around to you? I don't think that's right him at all.
Well, maybe I should have stayed, you know, see, in the theater longer, but it worked out that I went to California.
Say, could I ask you both a question?
I don't know.
Do I have Roquefort cheese on my face? Do you know that feeling? I did a live commercial a moment ago. Do you know that feeling that people are staring at something that you have?
No, you look beautiful.
All right, I don't ask all my guests if I have Roquefort cheese dressing on my face, and I thought I would just ask you.
Do you ask the same thing when you get a pie in the face?
You know, I've never had that.
Neither
Have you?
have I. What's it like?
I have.
Have you?
Oh, in the Army shows, there is an old vaudeville sketch, which I'm sure you remember, called The Stand-In.
Yeah.
And it's a famous vaudeville sketch, and the star of the show gets all ready, you see, and they get the pies ready, and then they put the stand-in to take it.
Right.
And I played the stand-in in all these Army camps in Northern California. I used to take about 5 pies a day sometimes at 5 shows. It is the most miserable feeling because it goes all up your nose, and the smell, you smell of this pie forever, as far as I was concerned.
Where did they find people
But the guys, they loved it, though. They thought it was such fun. It
Yeah.
really was such fun to do for all the servicemen. You know, it was particularly funny because I was doing it. But I do know about taking pies.
Is there a secret
Blueberry
to?
pie must be something.
Yes, that blueberry. Chocolate's the worst because chocolate, you know, chocolate smells strongest, you know.
Yes.
And it gets in your hair, everything. So you go take shower, shampoos, you're just ready for the next show, and you get another pie.
Were you ever hit by a pie that was not planned?
No.
I mean, did anybody ever have pull a surprise on you?
No,
'Cause I think that would really test your sense of humor if somebody...
Yes, I think that would be pretty disastrous.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, some people may not think it's funny, but we have a little surprise for you, Betty.
Don't you dare!
Wouldn't that test a friendship?
The surprise would be that it would come into my face.
No, we wouldn't do a thing like that.
No, he would only do it to me.
That's there.
Well, familiarity
You are
breeds
suspicious.
contempt. This is the 3rd time I've been on your show, and you don't respect me anymore. Now you're going to throw pies at me.
It's just not true.
That's
It's not
what
true.
happens.
Miss Wood is suspicious that we actually have one concealed here. No, there will be no pies that we know of tonight.
Oh, we know.
Miss Wood, when was there a moment in your life where you can look back and say that was the moment you decided to be an actress no matter what, let nothing stand in your way?
Well, dear, I'd like to say that I was going to be a singer all my life from the very beginning. I wasn't necessarily going to be an actress. And my father said to me, I saw to it that you had your singing lessons and everything, but where the hell did you learn to act? So I said, I thought, you know, that anybody could do it. And,
But certainly in those marvelous singing roles, you were an actress too.
oh yes, I was what they called a singing actress. And that meant that I could at least make some semblance of have a resemblance of a person on the stage and not just a doll that you wind up.
That's right.
But all the parts that I did in the musical world were all acting parts too, where, you know, when you really want to be something in the theater, you get a play that has you play 4 different ages. Then you're in. Anybody that plays, I can look back over all of my colleagues and see that their big successes always came. Well, we have one now, Sadie Thompson, played 4 different parts. Then you're in. So that was me in Maytime.
That's right, of course.
So I had to play a young girl, and then a married woman, and then an old lady, and then another young girl, a granddaughter of the original young girl. When I had a success in London, in Bittersweet, there I played 4 different ages, and you're surefire, you're made if you can play 4 different ages.
I would guess, too, that the hardest one to play would be the one closest to your own, because for the really, if you're young playing an old lady, you can make yourself up, but
Yes.
but to play,
I didn't have you to
30
make me
if
up,
you're-
though. You did very nicely with this other one getting older.
did you like that? I mean,
But it is
would
true.
that be true that that for a 20-year-old person to play 30 would be harder than for a 20-year-old
Much more
person to play
difficult. Much
60?
more
Yes,
difficult
much.
than yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Than an old
That's
lady,
right.
and then you can also add to the old lady by tottering. They love to see you totter.